ethics is ethics is a cultural program usually run by governmental organizations. Morality is a
Yeah.
spiritual understanding, and as more government institutions replace the churches within society, we see morality replaced with ethics. And ethics are very flexible and dangerous because you can intergenerationally change the world by manipulating ethics.
Mhm.
And as most parents have no idea what is being taught to their children in schools, um, it's I don't know. I don't want to say dangerous, but you have to be careful about who's in charge. Right. I've said this before in our conversations. It's a controversial topic, but I'll say it again. I think we have to be really careful because all you people out there thinking you can tell people you can be whatever you want to be. If you're a boy, you can be a girl. If you're a girl, you can be a boy. You can have a successful relationship with someone of the same sex. I think that you are teaching the opposite of everything good that was taught throughout history that was encoded in the religious programs.
Mhm.
And that is Satanism. That which is not good is inherently bad. And I am not against people being whatever they want to be, but if people can be whatever they want to be, then stay the fuck out of their lives and stop teaching them that it's okay
Yeah.
to be something which is against the biological principles that we have to live by. So and it's a mind game because you can be anything you want to be, but you're not letting anybody be. But we can't. It's unrealistic. You can be
Mhm.
anything. We're all. You can practice whatever you practice at. You get better at, right?
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that you ignore the statistics about what makes a successful relationship. That doesn't mean you can
Mhm.
take it doesn't mean you can take bad habits and make something good out of a series of bad habits. You see, teaching everybody that they can do everything and be everything is untrue because a series of bad habits lead to bad results. They don't lead to good results.
Mhm.
Sometimes when here's a little story. I don't know what the relevance is of this yet, but we'll see where it goes. I um
Mhm.
so I have an exercise bicycle. Sometimes when I'm on the exercise bicycle, I like to watch films because it helps take my mind off the exercise, and it gives me something else to focus on, and blah blah blah. Sometimes I like to just exercise, but I'm like, oh, sometimes I'll watch a film, and that'll kill two birds with one stone, and blah blah blah. Um, so I was like, I wonder what different kinds of films exist. I was going through all the genres and of films, and I was on my computer, and I was like, okay, he's got these kinds of films and these kinds of films, and you got everything from romance at one end of the spectrum to gore at the other. And I was like, there's this genre called gore. That just seems bizarre to me.
Mhm.
And the principle of understanding this is that if you don't know what your dark side is, then if you don't know what your dark side is, then you better stay the hell away from everyone because you might hurt someone, right? So, uh, so it's gore, okay. So I'm like, it's not something that obviously is of really that much interest to me. But I remember when I was at school and we were kids, we used to sometimes watch horror films and be scared by them, and it was kind of a challenge and stuff. And I'm like, well, this is genre called gore sounds a bit weird to me. Sounds a bit dark and torturous. So I'm like, okay, so I'm like, oh well, I guess this will take my mind off, exercising. So I'm like, okay, so what were the top 5 gore films of, the last year? It's like something that I would never pay any attention to, right? I'm like, because my kids are going to grow up into a world where people make these things. I'm like, okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, I downloaded the top 5 gore films, like, and it's like fantastic, like 5 stars, fantastic, and I'm like, okay. And there were the most absolutely horrific things I've ever witnessed in my life. One of them was a woman being skinned alive.
Oh.
And that was the film.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 5 stars, amazing awards for this film. And the whole film was a woman being skinned alive.
Oh,
And then being hung upside down and tortured. That was the film.
that was the film.
Yeah, and I mean, adults make this. It's what adults do.
Yeah,
It's not made by
I
kids.
know.
It's made by adults.
No.
Not only is it made by adults, it's filmed by adults, it's scripted by adults, it's directed by adults, it's promoted by adults, it's got adults acting in it.
Mm.
You need hundreds of, and adults financing it, you need hundreds of people and millions of pounds to do this. And that's what I mean when I say the kids are looking at the adults' world and the adults are more fucked up than the kids are. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if people don't realize that all that stuff is coming from a very dark place psychologically. Like everyone who's involved in that process must think that what they were doing is okay. That's messed
Really?
up. That's really messed up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And because you can use your time and your energy to do good things, and great things, and nice things, and share beauty.
But how is this beneficial?
Yeah,
What is this?
Yeah, and that's the dark side where a lot of people involved in education don't realize that they're managing that part of their own personality that they haven't dealt with yet.
Mm.
And they're doing it through exercising control over children. Because they fear that the children will grow up to understand the dark side of the adults who are educating them. And the deep secret is that the kids already know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's in my opinion driving a lot of the negative things that happen within education. So when I see like this is a safe space for anyone to express anything they want to express. Yes, but some ideas are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And someone needs to tell people that they're crazy and that it's not going to work. Yeah, it's not it's not going to work. And statistical analysis shows us that trends lead in certain directions. Just like having 60% of the possession in a football match will lead you to winning the football match.
Having 60% of the population being transgender, lesbian.
Being unsure or asking every single person in the country if they are male, female, or other. It's designed to do two things: disorientate the person and reject biology. That's what that's it's it you know. That's why holistic principles are so important. Holistic principles are so important because you need the other side. Not only to be a good person, people are driven to good as much from understanding bad as they are from understanding good. Right? People can do great things because they fear the consequences. That doesn't mean that it's okay to make people fear the consequences. It's just understanding human psychology. That this person is doing this, which is good, because they're scared of what people are going to think if they do what they really want to do. Which is what we call virtue signaling, right? Right. People are like, and that's a lot of social media is virtue signaling, and it's natural to a certain extent at the beginning, but I think it's something that people have to get over. It's just I'm putting only great things on social media. No, well, it's okay to put average things on as well, because life is not always